Oshima.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I just came from Japan last night, so I was a little bit dizzy. But maybe you guys same because after lunch, so equal treatment. Anyway, today my name is Taka Oshima from Affirmed Networks, and today I'd like to talk about the real use case in the commercial network of NFV. And maybe I'd like to start from the what is Affirmed Networks, and because maybe you guys doesn't know our company because it's a very young company, 7 years old, but it's still a young company. It's an American company. Now it's more than 400 employees worldwide basis. But we are definitely the leader of the NFV VNF in the world. And we have already having more than 60 commercial customers worldwide basis. And so there is no third-party research, market share type information, but based upon our day-to-day experience with the customers, we are definitely market leader, and we are definitely in the big market share in the NFB VNF market in the world. So we have now is more than 60 commercial customers, not POC, not for the research or something, just a pure commercial network on live. We have more than 60 customers. And one of the reasons is that we have total solutions from end to end, from the access to the internet, not just the network core, but also we have a Wi-Fi gateway, IMS, and the security gateway, and the GI LAN, and so on. So in addition to this, we have a very good weapon as a vProbe, which is just like the Intel guy told us that there's a very important to try to grab the traffic information as a real-time basis. And in order to do this from the legacy world, you have to put in down the probe, mechanical probe in everywhere, which is more boxes and more costly. But because of the power of the software, just a copy and paste, very easily we can do the probe and get traffic information 100% to the data lake as a big data. The other important thing is that agnostics, just like we can go with any hypervisor, any Intel servers, so which is still the player, the network vendors players in the world. Most of the people, most of the players saying is that we try to selling not just the software but also hardware conjunction with their own hypervisor as a total solutions. But our strength is that we are purely the cloud native, and any hardware, any hypervisor we can go with. And there's a very important point of the NFV is that the architecture of the virtual machine. Because in the current, the NFV VNF solutions in the market is more like, they do have their own software resources, which they are used for the legacy architecture, and they just are porting this software into the NFV architectures. That is most of the vendor is now is trying to convey to the customers. But our way is totally different. Our way is that we have our own clean sheet of paper and developing our virtual machine architectures, which is more like a decomposed architectures. So therefore, the legacy way is that more like they have their own, software by applications, just like S gateway applications, MME application, GI LAN application, and so on. So for application by application virtual machine, they are putting down onto the NFV architectures. So, but our way is more like management of virtual machine, signaling virtual machine, I/O virtual machine, by function, by function, we are categorized the virtual machines. So therefore, this kind of the decomposed architecture, we are going to providing, each applications on the same architectures. So therefore, this is going to give us a more variety of the flexibility, reliability, and scalability. For example, like up and down scalability. If you go with this architecture, signaling scaling or like data scaling, we can do by function by function scaling, more flexibility and more granularity for the CPU resources usage. And in terms of the NFV, the evolution, as I told you that we have already having 60 commercial customers. So therefore, this is really mature, proven solutions of NFV. But we still have a lot of room for the innovations. Just like the Intel guy told us that the Skylake is already here, but now it's not just the Skylake, more new Intel chips is coming over. So therefore, very, very important for the vendor like us in order to make sure that interoperability between our solution and the new Intel chips is very important. In addition, technologies just like DPDK, just like more hyper power NICs or SRIOV and so on. Those kind of technology in order to make sure that scalability, performance, and speed, in order to catch up those kind of technology is very important, and that is going to continue more. So therefore, the current limitation of the scalability and performance is not just as of today, and we are going to see more evolution in these technologies. The same things for the VM architectures. As I told you, that VM architecture is nice, decomposed architecture. That this is faster generation, but more zero generation there, just like as I told you, there's a monolithic architecture, but this is not true NFV. As a true NFV, the composed architecture is already there, but it's coming, more innovation is coming over, more like a microservice-based architectures. So service by more granularity of the virtual machine is coming over. And also technology standardizations, not just a 3G, 4G, 5G is around the corner, just like everybody told this morning. And the CAT-M narrowband IoT, this kind of IoT standardization is coming over. So therefore, NFV, as of today, is mature, but those virtual machine architectures and the standardization is coming more and more, and we really need to catch up, and we can catch up because of this NFV architectures. And the 5G, 5G is, yes, definitely it's going to be NFV VNF. No more legacy, no more the ATCA chassis, and all the network operators go with the NFV VNF for sure when they deploy 5G. So one of the big theme of the 5G is CAPS, which is control plane, user plane separations. And as I told you, our unique architecture of the virtual machine architecture, management of the VM, signaling VM, and IO VM, we have already done these solutions. So we can do, those, more decomposed architectures, more like mobile edge computing type of architectures. We can deploy already. So we can say 5G ready. And this is very, very key point of the NFV, VNF, and 5G. IoT. So IoT is very, very challenging network. It will be because of the one important thing is cost perspectives. So therefore, the app of the mobile operator is going to be, 1/10 or 1/100. So very, very cheap apps they can envision. So therefore, the cost reduction is a key in the network core. So in order to catch up those kind of cost reduction, NFV is mandatory. In addition, in terms of the applications, the network character is totally different, and the traffic pattern is totally different. We have to catch up those kind of differentiation, just like connected car, meters, and telemedicines. The totally different the purpose and the totally different network characteristics they will be required. And also standardization should be different too, just like LTE-M and the narrowband IoT, 5G. those kind of different network in order to catch up in one platform of the network. NFV is very, very big weapon for those to catch up. And also, network slicing. In order to do this kind of the difference in the network, you definitely you may need to the network slicing, But this one is also NFV can realize very, very effective manner. And the cost perspectives. NFV people, everybody says so. The cost reduction is key for the NFV. And as you can see, this is research companies, all the investigations. In terms of the footprint is 1/3 compared to the legacy, and the cost of the capex and the opex, we can do the more than 60% reduction. And of course, we are going to generate new revenues because of the new service coming in. And the more important thing is that the time to market. So because of the software-focused deployment, so previously we have to do all of the hardware testing, integration testing, and so on. So in order to do time to market in terms of the project deployment timings, normally it takes more than 1 year, sometimes 2 years, and so on. But because of the NFV, thanking to the focusing onto the software, the time to market is 6 months. It's average. And for our experience in the commercial networks, the shortest one is just 2 months. From the purchase order to the servicing, just 2 months. That is, we won't be able to do anything like this before using APCA architectures. So having said that, I'd like to talk about some use cases. And again, this is a really commercial live network experience I'd like to share with you. The case one is that in the US, this is nationwide network in the US. This is for the consumer the 3G, 4G network, and they have already having more than 30 million sessions, 30 million subscribers in this network on live. So this must be the largest NFV network in the world. And the other one is that the case 2 is IoT, narrowband IoT and CAT-M for both two. And two interesting things. One is that they do have a 27 operating company global basis, and they are going to deploy those IoT networks throughout the world. And some of the region is very small. So in that case, we are providing managed services. And if managed service from the no, we can't. I'm sorry. There are some technical difficulty. So 27 operating company, but pretty small regions, we can do managed services. And normally, as a managed service, we have to put down the on-site support engineers. But we don't have to because we are just selling software. So our support center, we are doing a 24/7 on remote support as a managed services that we can do for these customers. And also, they do have two different IoTs, LTM, CAT-M, and the narrowband IoT. But again, our platform is on the same platform, not different box, not different software. So one platform software, we can providing those two standardizations effectively. Case 3 is Caribbean. And they do have 29 locations in Caribbean, including small islands. So this time is that the composed architectures and the edge computing type of the architecture is really perfect fits. So therefore, each island does have their own P gateway, S gateway, and then they can the offloading the island basis, which is the body of the NFT for sure as well. And The other one is that this is Middle East, and this is also a total solution from Affirmed, and 3G and 4G, 4G, and not just the LTE for 3G, but also gateway of the Wi-Fi, and the WavePro and DPI, kind of the GI line as well as a total solution. And the unique thing is that they do procure only for the software from us, and they deployed their own infrastructure by themselves, procure from from QCT, and they deploy their own internal cloud, and they just pick and choose of the software from us. That is their way, and the most likely and definitely from the future, all the mobile operators doing like this. They do have their own internal cloud and purchasing software by pick and choose from each vendors. So the last one is that the EPC in a box, just like a Caribbean case. We can put down all the necessary network functionality into the one box. And thanks for the architectures, we can do the 100,000 sessions in just a 2U box with a DPI 100%. And this one is going perfect fit to the MVNO and doing a small start. The mobile operator starting from scratch. And then they can do a growth as pay as growth type of the service we can get. So this type of service we can do not just OPEX, CAPEX selling as a software, but we can do as a SaaS, as a software as a services. So network mobile operator, they don't have to buy CAPEX from the vendor anymore. They can just provide the service from us because of just the software. So those value we can convey with the NFV VNF to the mobile operators. And again, this is not research. This is not plan. This is not our strategy. This is real core network in a commercial network online. And this is again in terms of the technology. This is just the beginning. And as I told you, lots of innovation still waiting for us. So just like our partners like QCT or Intel, we are teaming up with them, and we are going to providing more solutions to the mobile operators more. So very quick. Any questions? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Good question, because this is other things we can convey the value as an NFV, because just like a typical this customer does have two data centers in Europe, Spain and Germany, and those two the data center is oversees the entire Europe, and this kind of disaster recovery the operation they do. So therefore, the Spain and Germany is kind of the hot and standby situations. So therefore, if something happens, they can quickly, switch over to the Germany, to Spain, Spain to Germany. So those kind of the architecture NFV is easily we can do. But just like a legacy architectures, ATCs, they have to redundancies of 4 times, 6 times of the network capacity they have to deploy, and how to do the hot and standby. Lots of technical difficulty and the challenge they have to do. But NFV, we can convey this kind of the function very quickly and very cost-effective manner. So in terms of the disaster recovery, NFV is really convey the value issue. Yes. person? Yeah, I think this is more like their leadership and their vision. And maybe this is obvious. This is AT&T, and their CTO has a clear vision that they are going to deploy NFV by 75% by year 2020, right? So those vision is very, very important. And according to that vision, people is followed. So this is, the NFV is just a technology. In order to reduce the cost and in order to get the 100% value of NFV, not just to deploy this technology, but also they have to change organization, process, and so on. So therefore, leadership or the vision is very important. That this is the key. And based upon that, cost reduction, new service, time to market, those kind of, the value proposition is coming later. That is my understanding. You from AT&T? Oh, okay. I'm just joking. Right. Any more questions? No, go ahead. No. Uh, Two things. One is that other vendors, legacy vendor, they are trying to protect the current customers. So therefore, they are doing some kind of anti-campaign to the customers. So I'm sorry, maybe, but that is really true. So that's one challenge. Second challenge is that internal hesitations. Again, in order to get the 100% value over the NFP, they have to change organization, they have to change process, and maybe they have to reduce the people. So therefore, they are the, especially for the working level people, hesitation of this new technology is very, very huge compared to the other things. So therefore, leadership decision is very, very key in the mobile operators, I think. Technically, I don't think so. There's a no, or I don't see any big barrier of that technical. No. because this is like if this is 2G or 3G, I can see lots of interoperability issues. But 3G, 4G, and 5G, so the IoT issue is getting weaker, weaker, weaker. So we have already done lots of interoperability of the the Bs and northbound, southbound things, but I don't see any issues as of today. So, so in that sense, technically, I don't see any big obstacles. Yes, sir. I think it's better. It's better than before, for sure. And definitely, we are going to accept all the SLA, or just like they have done before for the ATCA. But I don't see any issues at this point for the SLA type things here. So, of course, there is some issue. One thing is the migrations, but in terms of the sustaining service level, how we are going to migration from the legacy to the NFT is a little bit challenging. But this is same challenge as before. This is not just the NFT